on them one at a time. And so we very much value feedback from the community. And so once you guys kind of get home today, you're gonna see a feedback form come out. Please send feedback on the event, things that you liked, things you didn't like, things you can improve, things like that. That really helps us out dramatically in making these events better for y'all. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the next section of the night, which are demos. It's not easy to give a demo on stage in front of a couple hundred people. I've done it a few times. Sometimes I've done good, sometimes not so good. But here we are. And so, really happy to have three folks tonight that are really kind of amazing builders. We try to kind of really get a diversity of demos on stage so you guys can kind of see how people are using the tech, things like that, and maybe learn something. And so we're going to get our first demo of the night by Mr. Joshua Baer, who is actually the owner and CEO of the Capital Factory, and super excited for him. So we're getting him set up momentarily, and then we'll be right back, and then we'll get on Josh on. Thank you guys so much.
All right, this works. Welcome everybody. Excited to be here with all of you. Who is here at Capital Factory for the first time? Awesome. A lot of you, like half of you. Well, it's great. Welcome to Capital. This is Station Austin. We recently expanded our name. We've been Capital Factory for almost 20 years. And Station is our new nonprofit we launched, which is this space and a lot of the programming and education and other things that happen here. And there's a lot of things that happen here, but to me, one of the most important things, one of the first things we ever did when we made this place, when we started it, was host meetups like this. And it really is part of the soul of this place, is that every single night, there's like at least 2 or 3 different things like this going on. Most are not this big. This is like the really big one. We have another big one called Fiesta. When's Fiesta? Thursday nights? Tuesday nights. Next Tuesday. It's also really awesome and also this big. But there's, you heard about the first one, it was like 9 people. There's big rooms, small rooms. But every night there's lots of people getting together. And the thing that probably ties it all together is that pretty much nobody's paying to be here. Nobody's getting paid to be here. And everybody's really here just kind of like helping and learning from each other. And that's really awesome. And when you think about like hundreds of people doing that every night, like from all these different topics, that's part of what makes this place super interesting, especially if you're like a builder, if you're trying to go start something. And so that's what this place is full of. It's been a lot of things over the years, but I describe it to my friends now as this is like a country club, just we build startups instead of playing golf. And that's like really what it's like. It's like this is where you come to find your people and be with your friends and build things. So that's what we do. And so, like many people, I've been spending most of this year talking to Claude. And I got a computer science degree when I was in college, and I technically, from like a really good school, technically know how to program, but never really programmed much. I hired all my friends and started building companies and have invested in lots of companies and lots of startups, but I haven't been programming much for a really long time. And Claude tells me that I program 3 years worth of code per day right now, which sounds crazy, but even if it's 100 days per day. I don't know. It's incredible, and it's way better than anything I ever did. And I'm like just rewriting everything we're doing here at Capital Factory, how everything works and how we work together, and it's been super, super fun. So when I thought about talking to y'all, and many of whom I think maybe are getting new to some of this, I really had one main thing I wanted to talk about, which has now led into a second, so we'll see how they go. But the first way to think about it is that if you're building something right now, if you're really building anything right now, it doesn't have to be an AI thing, it can be anything, that who you're building it for has really changed over the past 6 months or a year. And in the same way that it did when the internet came out. And that really you're building it for two people. One is the person that's going to use it, but the other is for the AI that's going to go find it and build it. And that's the way a lot of things happen right now, is people go to their AI. They go to Claude, they go to ChatGPT, they go to something else, and they say, I want to go do this. I want to go build this. And they don't say, I want you to go use this tool, or I want you to go use that tool. The AI suggests to them what they should go use. And it says, hey, well, that's great. I think you should go host that on Cloudflare, or you should go set up a site on some other site place. And so that's what's really changing. And if the AI doesn't know that you're there, then it's never going to recommend you, right? It's kind of like when websites first came on the internet, and if the search engines couldn't see you, then you weren't going to get traffic. So think about it. You go into Claude, and you say, hey Claude, I want to book a flight to Philadelphia for the 4th of July. And what does Claude do? Like, it has to search something. It goes and searches the internet. It talks to things, but it prefers to talk to things that like know how to talk to it. And believe it or not, like the default posture of most websites on the internet is to say, you can't talk to me at all. Like if you're a bot, if you're an agent, right? It's like, no, 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 no. Which is kind of backwards, right? Like you want the bots to talk to you so that they can recommend you. And so, yeah, more and more companies are probably gonna start losing customers because the customers don't go to a search engine to find them. They go into an AI, and the AI won't find them. And so that was kind of this philosophy that I started working on. I called it Agents First. When if any of you were building around mobile, there was a similar thing that said mobile first, build for mobile first. And I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but you can read it at agentsfirst.dev. And one of the funny things about it is I built it, and at first I said, write me a manifesto, write me a blog post, write me a statement. And I did. And then of course at some point it said, well, how agents first is my thing. And it was like, it's not very agents first at all. It's written for people. Like it's just a blog post. And so then it gave me a bunch of suggestions on how to make it more friendly to agents, including turning it actually into an MCP server that you can talk to. And you can ask it about, is my website good or not? And it'll give you suggestions. And so now that's what it's become, is now it's not just a post that describes how to do it. It's actually, it's an AI you can talk to that will look at your website and give you feedback about it and tell you how to make it better. And so I put in some just really popular websites into it, like Cloudflare. You'd expect them to be pretty good. And they got a 55 out of 100. I don't know how many of you know how grades work, but that's still an F. And there were a lot that were not, Notion's got some really cool AI stuff, but it turns out that the agents can't find it. It's not really easy for them to connect to it. Even OpenAI or people like that. So the actual thing is almost nobody is agents first right now. Like if you want to go build something, it's kind of like, it's the first beginning of the internet and no one has a website. And you're like, I'm gonna go build the first website for this. And anybody on the internet is only gonna find that one website because it's the only one out there. And you can do that for lots of things right now because nobody's doing it. Nobody can find their stuff. And that won't be that way forever, but it will be for a while, right? So you can go do that now. So I did that, and when I was building something for my team, I was getting ready for an offsite with some of the people I work really closely with, and I wanted to show them more about how I was using AI. And so I went to Claude and I said, Claude, I'm going to this offsite with my team, and I want to show them more about how I use AI, and help me teach them. And it put together this, it knows I want to do everything agents first now. So it put together this very agents first tutor. And I got a good domain name, it's delegation.school. And what it does is it, through examples, like it doesn't just explain it, it makes you do it. It teaches you how to do things using AI and to do them agents first. And what makes it agents first is that it's almost like I wrote a book, but you don't read the book, you talk to the book with AI. And then it interviews you, and then it asks you to go do things, and it tells you to go build something, and then it talks to you about what you go in and build. But you graduate. Has anybody here graduated from delegation school? I know my chief of staff, David, has. Like, wait, we got one more. All right, there's a couple people, but a bunch of people have. So delegation school, it's delegation.school. It takes, from what I've seen, about maybe like 2 hours for most people to go through it. And I really encourage you to check it out and to try it. Because if you're like really at the point where right now you're like using ChatGPT or Claude like Google, you're asking it questions and it's giving you better answers, like that's good, but that's not like really using AI. But you want to be like having it ask questions. You want it to think and answer the questions and decide what to go do. Then it's really doing things for you. And that's what this class at Delegation School is really designed to go do. So that's most of what I was going to say. I wanted to hopefully have some time if you had any questions. But I also went through and I just scored a whole bunch of other popular websites that you would think would be like very AI forward websites, lovable, right? Slack, Anthropic, and they all suck. Like they seriously, like they're like invisible, like the other agents can't find them at all. There's a great company here in town. I think our next presenter might be here from Gauntlet. Gauntlet is this super cool school. It's like one of the most advanced AI tutoring schools in the country, in the world probably, teaching people how to think like this, how to be great with AI. And I was thinking before I got up here, that would be a great example, and someone else recommended it, and I went and I put in a search for Gauntlet, and they came up as a 10, like 10 out of 100. So I sent that to Tom, who's the marketing guy at Gauntlet, because I wasn't even going to put agents first, and you could type in Gauntlet AI, and it would score it again. So that's your challenge, is go test Gauntlet tomorrow and see if he makes it any better than 10. My watch is kind of off, so I don't really know how to do it on time, but the one other thing I wanted to show you is I went in and I had been working on a website called Capital Thought, which is another project. Capital Thought actually made Capital Factory. And I made this website, and it's very agents first. It's got like code on it, and MCP, it's got an MCP server and other stuff. And so I was like, oh, I should run it on my own thing. So I ran agents first on Capital Thought. This is like 10 minutes ago. And it came back, and it came with a 40 out of 100. Not really very good. And it's like, okay, you do some part of it well, but basically then it writes a check it as a cat, and tells me all these things that are wrong with it, and tells me here's what you need to do to make your site better. So one, ship the damn MCP server, add this other OAuth server connection thing, and publish a sitemap, and reconcile this claim. And so it gave me this whole report. And so then I said, right before I came up here, I said, I've got 10 minutes. Fix whatever you can on the website and rescore it. And I haven't looked at this since I got up on stage, so we'll see what it actually did. But it found the website, it was not in here. It cloned a copy of it out of GitHub onto my computer, apparently. And then, let's see, what did it do? Hopefully it's not posting in my passwords here. And then it deployed the sitemap live on Capital Thought. And then it went back. It says live and rescored, committed, shipped in time. Thank you. Added sitemap of the actual pages, deployed it to Capital Thought, verified live, committed and pushed, rescored. 45? 45? I'm kind of disappointed, Claude. And now I wanted to give you that little thing where it's like, how am I doing? I'm like, sucks. I was hoping for more than just +5. What I didn't do, it just didn't go build the whole MCP server. It's like, I need more time than that. But you know the thing about Claude is it always says everything's gonna take like 2 years. It's like, this is gonna take like 4 months of developer time, and like 15 minutes you come light it back and it's done. So this probably could have gotten all of it done too. But anyway, that's a quick example of it. You can see how I took it and applied it to my own site, and it gave me it fixed the sitemap at least, made one thing better. But 2 things you might be able to take away from tonight, or from today. If you want to go to delegation school, it's free. Anyone can go do it. I think I've heard some people seem to think it's pretty helpful, and it'll teach you kind of like how to take your game up to the next level. I think that'd be really good for this group. And then agents first. If you want to go, if you're building something, or if you're not even building something, you just have a website, and you're like, can anybody find it? You can go run it on this. And like typically the first 5 things to do are not like build an MCP server. It's like
participants there. So I built something.
I love Gauntlet.
Yeah, I built something kind of similar to this, but it looks in citations for all the popular like Perplexity, ChatGPT, whatever, what name you like, 50 of them. And is that part of this too, like looking at where your company would be cited in actual like queries to these LLMs, or is that?
No, that's super cool. I would love to link to that or connect to that. So just to reiterate what I think I heard him saying is like he built something that's almost like ranks your how am I showing up on all the different search engines. This is like optimizing it to try to make it in general good, but there he's like measuring, well, how good are you really showing up?
Hi, Grace. Also, Gauntlet.
All right, we're gonna have one question from a non-Gauntlet person.
Try. We're everywhere. But my question is, how do you
can come get
I guess, like, not weight it over, like, it seems like MCP is highly weighted in terms of.
Great question. So right now everything's MCP, and if you the first version I wrote was actually not agents first, it was MCP first. And in thinking about it and going over it with the AI, we kind of came back to like, okay, wait a minute, like there's a lot of concerns about MCP. Is it going to be the thing that we have forever? No, it's really about making it designed for the agents first. And right now, that tends to be MCP, but maybe that'll be something else. And maybe then even you can do command line interfaces or other things too. And a lot of this is just discoverability. It's just like explaining what you're able to do and not telling them to go away. So really good question. It is not tied to MCP at all. MCP is just like the flavor of the day. All right, no gauntlets. All right.
You know this, but when you put the sites that had like popular sites below 55, Reddit was one of the lower ones, probably closer to 10 or
It's a 0 actually. Just to point that out, 0. Yeah.
But when we interact, whether it's Claude or Flexity, ChatGPT, it frequently refers to Reddit for popular questions, examples, forum things. How does that map out?
I'm going to give you a bullshit answer. I don't really know, but I'm going to guess what I think is actually happening. I believe what it does is it actually searches Google. It like types a search into Google, and it might try 10 different searches in Google. And it'll make up different searches that sound like good searches to find the thing you're looking for in Google, right? And that might return one of those other things. But it's not really searching those things directly, and it doesn't know how to talk directly to those things. Does that make sense? Yeah. I mean, one more really quick example. So I built another site last night. It was like one of those like, and this one was like, so this one is yeehaw.bot. And it's basically like do 512. It's like, it's like what's going on in Austin, and of course it has what's going on at Capital Factory too. And so, but it's like all these different things going on, and it looks like just an event listing, except it's all MCP first, all agent first. And so then last night, I literally built this yesterday. Last night, I published the MCP server on the directories of the MCP servers, and overnight, The LLMs found it. There were over 10,000 crawler hits on it, of the LLMs crawling it to understand what it could do. And I'm still trying to really understand what happened, but I think I got about 2,000 hits of like real traffic of people using their LLMs to ask questions. No one's come to the website. They're using an LLM and they're asking like, what's going on in Austin tonight? What jazz events are happening in Austin tonight? And it, like I said at the beginning, it's just because there's nothing out there to ask. And now the LLMs figure out like, oh, this thing knows it. I'm gonna go ask it. So, anyway, I'm out of time. Thanks so much.